Moving on, the Court of Appeal hearing the presidential election petition was on Monday presented with video evidence confirming the transmission of the presidential election result to an INEC central server. The video was one of 48 other videos and documentary evidence tendered before the court by the People's Democratic Party and Atiku Abubakar in their ongoing challenge of the return of President Muhammadu Buhari.
Monday's proceedings at the Court of Appeal was perhaps the most dramatic so far. It had all begun when the petitioners called its fourth witness of the day, Segun Shoumi, who served as one of the spokespersons for the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Along with the witness, lead counsel for the petitioners told the court that video evidence will also be presented as part of the evidence in chief of Shoumi. That's when trouble started, after initially questioning whether the witness is a star witness and what duration he will be allowed in the witness stand. The respondents next raised a challenge over the propriety of admitting the video materials and other certified documentary press clippings in court. But the petitioner's lawyer pressed on, informing the court that all the materials sought to be tendered have received certificates of compliance as required in the Evidence Act 2011 as amended. The TV set and video equipment to be used for the video presentation already brought into the court was on standby. The petitioners had come prepared, but for INEC, this was a clear ambush, with counsel saying that once the video is played, INEC will be prejudiced. But the tribunal tells INEC, to a roar of laughter, that it is free to also bring in its TV set and video equipment to present its evidence if it has one. Undeterred, the respondents were poised to spoil the party. Counsel for INEC, Ustaz Usman, argued that the video recordings cannot be admitted as it does not constitute part of the document agreed at the pre-hearing stage among the parties. Referring to paragraph 4, 6C of the first schedule to the Electoral Act as amended, he argued that no document shall be brought at the hearing stage unless it has been front-loaded at the point of filing the petition. President Buhari and the APC Council both aligned with the position canvassed by INEC that only documents accompanied by the petition at the filing stage can be relied upon at the trial stage. Although the chairman of the tribunal, Justice Mohammed Garuba, had directed the opposing lawyers to file the objections at the address stage, as earlier agreed in the terms of reference for the trial, the contention was so heated that Justice Garuba was forced to listen to the argument. A moment of brilliance from the petitioner's lawyer, Chris Uche, made the difference. Referring to paragraph 4, sub 5C of the first schedule to the Electoral Act as amended, he argued that the provisions are clear to the effect that it is the respondent that have the mandatory duty to front-load all documents they wish to rely upon for trial. But for the petitioners, they are allowed to either front-load or provide a list of the documents they intend to use for the trial. Referring to page 143 of the main petition, Petitioners' Counsel informed the court that the list of all video recordings and documentary evidence had been pleaded at the point of filing the petition. Besides citing relevant authorities of the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court as it relates to the admissibility of video evidence, the senior advocate also referred to the scheduling order of the court, wherein the issue had been settled at the pre-hearing stage. At the close of arguments, the court decided to take an early break 30 minutes before the usual time to enable it to prepare a ruling. At about 2:30 p.m., the justices returned, upholding the arguments of the petitioners. Justice Garuba was of the view that in the terms of agreement reached by the lead counsel to the parties, no particular document was excluded from being tendered from the bar. He therefore ruled in favor of the admissibility of the documents and the video recordings. After the ruling, the petitioners were allowed to present their evidence, and the courtroom was turned into momentary disquiet after a video evidence showing the INEC resident electoral commissioner Mike Igini confirming that the result of the 2019 presidential election will be e-collated and e-transmitted into an INEC central server. The petitioner's witness, Segun Shoumi, having taken his place again in the witness stand, is put through oath reaffirmation. The first video to be displayed is an exhibit marked P76, wherein a senior INEC official speaks on INEC's concluded arrangement to e-transmit results. It is a video of a television interview that was viral on the internet for several months.
But what we have done to bring about transparency, openness to issues about the results declared at the polling unit now being at variance at the Work Collation Center, we now have 2 collation officers for the first time at the Work Collation Center. What they call the RAT Tech, or the E-Collation Officer and the Manual Collation Officer. So what happened is that after I have sent that data as a presiding officer, the cameraman and yourself, you are the 2 collation officers. Before I get to you, without talking to me, without any form of communication, we have granted you access to our central server. You will see what I have transmitted without talking to me. Therefore, it is not expected that on my way to the Work Collation Center, I could do anything funny.
Another video is that of a news report wherein the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, while hosting members of the Computer Registration Council of Nigeria, is seen saying that the commission is pioneering and hopes to deploy e-transmission of results in the 2019 general elections. Another video is targeted at President Buhari's qualification to contest, which is one of the grounds raised by the petitioners. It shows a news recording from the NTA where the Army Secretary speaks on Buhari's certificate, saying it is not in his personal file with the Army. President Buhari had previously claimed that his certificate is with the Army Board. After cross-examining Shoumi, counsel for Buhari asked the court to allow him present his own video recording as a counter-evidence to that presented by the petitioner. At this point, the court is thrown into a comic relief when Atiku's lawyer objects to Buhari's lawyer using his equipment, saying the digital video it wishes to play might be virus infested and may cause damage to his equipment. One of the lawyers to the petitioners even rushes to switch off the equipment, to the annoyance of the respondent, who protests to the court that the act smacks of unprofessional conduct. But the court overrules them, saying it has not seen anything amounting to professional misconduct. With President Buhari's lawyer, Dr. Alex Izion, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, insisting on having his evidence played, the court takes an adjournment and directs him to bring their equipment for their presentation. All the respondents' lawyers declined media interviews after the proceedings, but it appears to be a good day in court for the petitioners, who are all too eager to speak to journalists.
Yes, we are very happy with the ruling of the court admitting all the 48 video CDs that we applied to tender. We are very happy with this milestone. We are very happy.
And we demonstrated just about 3 of them to make the point.
Yes. Thank you.
Hearing continues on Tuesday. Utabo Moran, AIT News, Abuja.